Hi everyone, I'm Ben Jones, CEO of Data Literacy here at dataliteracy.com. We're helping people speak the language of data. Such an important part of that language is the visual language of data, isn't it? Creating and interpreting charts and graphs that help us see what's going on in the data. Well, I'm going to start a little series here called Graphical Gaffes. Now, that's the name of the term or the pitfall that I use in the book Avoiding Data Pitfalls, which you can pick up, as well as it's an extensive topic of our level 1 class, Learning to See Data, and a book by the same name. And so I'll dive into mistakes that I see about charts and maybe how we can avoid them, what we could do differently, let's say. All right, so with that, I'm going to start with a chart that I saw earlier this year. It was posted to social media, and you see it here. It's showing the change in major and violent crime in New York City over the last 5 years. It was presented by the police department, and many people were accusing the police department here of being willfully or purposefully deceptive or manipulative, basically trying to trick their audience. Now, the reason they said that is because there was a very common problem with this bar chart. You probably have heard of it before, and that is that the bars are truncated. They don't go all the way to zero. They start actually at 92,000 on the y-axis right there. And so, that makes it look like a small change from one bar to the next is much bigger than it actually is. And so I got to thinking, though, I wonder if it was really so purposeful and so nefarious on their part, to lie to people. So I punched the numbers into Excel. Wouldn't you know, Excel recommended that I make a bar chart that starts at 92,000. And so maybe they were just accepting the defaults. I don't know. What I do know is a couple things. First of all, a bar tends to express a discrete comparison, like this versus that versus something else. This comes from Barbara Tversky's research. And a line, on the other hand, tends to express change over time really well. And so we can change the data then from a bar chart that's truncated to a line chart that starts at 0 to get a little bit better idea of the actual scope of the change. And so that's what we see here. But after I made this, I got a little curious. I wonder what happened before 2017. Can I find data from earlier in time? It turns out that yes, I can. Within the website here, I can find data going back to 2000 of the 7 major felony offenses in New York City. When I visualize that data in a line chart that starts at 0, I all of a sudden see that crime in New York City used to be much, much higher than it is right now, even just 2 decades ago. Okay, so there you go. I think this version maybe is a little bit, provides better context and perspective. Again, I'm not calling anyone a liar or making fun of everyone. I think it's really common for us to make these kinds of mistakes based on software defaults. I think that's what happened here, most likely. I'm willing to assume that anyway and give them the benefit of the doubt. But I hope you can see now that, there's a couple things we can do differently to give a little better perspective on the data, and hopefully that will be more helpful. All right, look out for the next one. We're going to do this and more series coming soon to help you learn the language of data. I'm Ben. Take care. Bye for now.